Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a fun one for you. I know I always say that, but I really mean it. Today I'm going to Taylor Swift in London. I feel like my voice has risen several octaves just saying that. How cool is that? So in this video, I'm gonna share with you what my Taylor Swift experience is like. We're gonna start with what I'm wearing. We're gonna talk about the journey up to Wembley, all the things I experienced during the concert. This is gonna be such a cool once-in-a-lifetime experience. We've got some crazy VIP standing room seats right up, or not seats, standing room, right up in the front. So let's go to Taylor Swift. All right, so before we go, I did promise I was gonna share with you what I'm wearing. And I got this really cute Keep Calm and Let Taylor Handle It t-shirt on Amazon. I've got all of my friendship bracelets you can see on both wrists. I have a really lovely crepe blazer. I decided just to go with jeans and trainers because I was at Royal Ascot Ladies Day yesterday, so what a tale of two different outfits. But I've got a cool like blazer in case it gets chilly, and I've got my YSL bag, and I've got some really cool heart-shaped sunglasses. So let me show you the full look. All right, here is my full look. I went for simple and comfy because it's going to be a super long day. It's 11 a.m. right now, and the concert does not start until so much later. So I've got layers for cold. It's actually really warm today in London. I don't know Celsius, but it's going to be like 75 in London, which is going to be boiling, but here we go. So I've got I have my actual sunglasses, which have sun eye protection, but these are for in the show. Got my t-shirt, my BCBG generation kind of cool crepe blazer with some little ties, and a really lovely YSL bag. The big thing for Wembley is you cannot bring any handbags bigger than like an A4 piece of paper. So I thought this one would be great because it fits my phone, my power bank, you know, all the extras you're gonna need for like a 16-hour day. So with that said, we are gonna go get some snacks at Pret, and then we are heading off to Wembley. And this camera is not coming with me because I don't want to get it taken away, so we're gonna go on the phone. So we made our way up to Wembley Park. A really good tip is that if you're gonna be doing the VIP queue like we did, start at Baker Street because it's very fast to take the Metropolitan line up to Wembley, especially if you get one of the fast trains. And then you can load up on all the food and coffee and snacks that you need to last the queue, because trust me, we queued for 4 hours before we got in. So when we got to Wembley, there's Olympic Way, which is the long straightaway, and because we were there on the first night of the tour, we got stopped by a lot of the news media, and we even did a few interviews. So my friend Jake and I were interviewed by the Evening Standard, and to be honest, Jake's outfit was so fabulous and sassy that he got interviewed by quite a few publications and photographed by many more. And you can see his blazer is a little bit controversial, where he says Travis Kelce is a wanker, but it's actually not necessarily meant to be negative. It's actually a Ted Lasso joke where Ted Lasso thinks the term wanker is actually a positive term. So go have a look at that and you can understand a bit more of the joke there. And there's like a Ted Lasso image on the front of his blazer too. So then we got into the queue. So the security staff are really good. They just point you in the right direction. It's a very relaxed atmosphere. Be prepared to sit on the floor. So that's why I think when you plan your outfit, I knew I wanted to wear jeans because I knew we'd just be sitting on floors. And in theory, you could bring like a pashmina or something to sit on, but everyone was just sitting on the floor. So like you sit on your coat or you sit on the floor. So we ate our sandwiches and snacks from Pret. I did use the bathroom at one point. There were some queues for the bathroom. There were water stations with free water, so that was great. They really are trying to look after you. And they do come around at one point to give you your wristbands for the show. They tell you not to leave the queue, just to stay there. And in the queue, people trade friendship bracelets, they pass tattoos around. It's a really nice kind of upbeat and positive atmosphere. And then as you can see here now, we're starting to inch our way closer to the stadium. So everything happens in a very orderly process. No one was elbowing or pushing. I've heard that about Taylor Swift concerts, and I really liked that. And then you kind of keep inching your way more and more. And then we were kind of in this area right by the security entrance where you have to scan the QR code for your ticket. So we were just kind of hanging out there for a bit while they did some more security checks. They do not let you in before 4 p.m. So then once we got in, there was another small queue to get into the part of the stadium where we were gonna be standing. And this is a big thing with Swifties. So there's food for sale, there's drinks for sale, but everyone just gets like straight in the queue because they wanna stock their spot out on the stadium floor. And what I learned is that, I mean, no one's running, no one's pushing past anyone, but the reason why you queue for 4 hours is you wanna be early in the queue so you can get the best placement standing near the stage, which is what my friend had done. I guess people watch videos online to kind of see where they want to stand, where they think they're going to have the view that they want to see. I don't think there's necessarily one better view than the other, but you can see us now like walking to the floor, and everyone, some people from like the first wave, we were like the second wave of the VIP queue. Some people are already in there stocking out where they want to stand. And it is quite surreal to be getting into the stadium at 4 p.m. when there's no one there. All the seats are empty. So it really is more of like a long and grueling day to get in. Just be prepared, wear comfy clothes, wear comfy shoes, and just be prepared to sit on dirty floors. And I mean, people were in these fabulous outfits sitting on dirty floors, so definitely a little bit more brave than I was, if I'm honest. But we stocked out our spot. So Wembley has kind of the backstage there, like the main kind of core part of the stage in the back. There's a ramp, and then there's a diamond. And we were on the right-hand side on kind of like the bottom right diamond, which will be the view that you see for the rest of this footage if you're interested in stocking out your spot. So you can see here I am sitting on kind of the dirty stadium floor with my jeans, and I'm holding the spot for my friend Jake while he went to the bathroom. And I just have to say again, it's a super long day, so just prepare yourself. I think every joint in my body ached by the end of the concert. I mean, it was definitely worth it, but like hips, ankles, knees, I was so excited to sit down after the end of it, even though it was such an incredible concert.
All right, so Jake and I are here now. We're sitting on the floor, waiting. What's going on now? So what do we do?
Well, thankfully the opening act is I think at 5:30, so it's not that much longer to wait, but we're still gonna wait here for
It's like 4 p.m., a little after 4 p.m. now?
Yeah.
Yep. They told us to sit down and wait. And that's what we're gonna do.
But I can't emphasize enough, just prepare yourself, hydrate, just really get yourself excited for the fact that it's gonna be a long day, and definitely take the time to sit down and rest before the show, because the show essentially starts at, I think, around 5:30 p.m. with Meta, who was fantastic. I just found overall that she had an incredible voice. Oh my gosh, the most incredible figure I think I've ever seen. She's inspiring me to get to the gym with those like chiseled abs. Great dancer, great stage presence, and I had never heard of her before. So thanks, Taylor Swift, for giving me exposure to new, powerful female artists. So after, there was a little break while they reset the stage, and then next up was Paramore, who I remember from so many years ago. So Paramore was amazing. I especially love their cover of Burning Down the House. And I think in general, the lead singer, Hayley, she just has such stage presence. She's this super cool rock and roll chick, from her outfit to her hair to like her presence on stage. And she was such a joy to watch performing, as well as the overall kind of musical and audio experience.
We've been playing here, coming to the UK since 2006. And I don't even know if Wembley was something that we thought to dream about. This is, you know, we were just kids that started a garage band, and getting to London in the first place was a really fucking big deal. But this is something that we get to do because our friend Taylor Swift gave us the opportunity.
It was really wonderful to see so much gratitude from Paramore for what Taylor Swift is doing for them in terms of, you know, bringing them on the Eras Tour, but also giving them exposure to a new audience. And I think in general, seeing two strong female-led opening acts was really wonderful and just really speaks to kind of who Taylor is as an artist and her passion for empowering women.
Thanks for letting us be a part of it and a part of your memories forever. I hope you have the best Eras Tour of your life tonight.
So then after Paramore, there's a slightly longer break before Taylor comes on stage, and oh my gosh, the excitement is just building. They play some behind the scenes videos from the making of her albums and planning for the Eras Tour. And then it goes into a countdown where it almost feels like New Year's ball drop level excitement, but bigger because it's Taylor Swift. And then the show begins. So I think my number one favorite part of it was obviously the music. Taylor is such an incredible performer, and you can tell that she has put so much work into how she sets up the Eras Tour. So the Eras Tour essentially takes you through all of her music kind of era by era. So there's different outfits, there's different themes. The pacing of the show is incredible. It's probably like a 3.5 hour show, but it's just so fast paced. You don't want to leave the concert. So like take your bathroom breaks before it all starts, because you are going to be singing at the top of your lungs and dancing the whole time. And it is so much fun.
London, welcome to the Eras Tour. Oh London, look what you've done now. Look at what you've done tonight. Getting to see something like this, to realize how amazing you're making me feel right now.
But just Taylor's stage presence, like she kind of like flirts with the crowd with her eyes, and she stops to talk and tell you some things about the music and the tour. She really is just an incredible performer, and she makes it look effortless, but you know, I can tell how much effort has been put into choreographing this, how she kind of plays to the crowd, how she watches the crowd. She really has just perfected it. And I think this is another reason why she's performing to 90,000 people sold out arena tours.
There are 88,446 people in the stadium tonight. 88,446. That is, look what you've done for us, London. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
It's also really impressive to see the passion of the Swifties. When you go to a Taylor Swift concert, everyone is dressed up, and people dress up in the eras they most relate to. There's a lot of sequins, not gonna lie. A lot of like girls wear bodysuits. They pick an era and they commit to it. And I did get a lot of compliments on my Keep Calm and Let Taylor Handle It t-shirt, including asks of where I got it. So I will link it down below. But I mean, I was pretty casually dressed in comparison to a lot of people. But again, anything goes. And I would totally recommend be comfortable. If you have seats, I think you can push the limits a bit more of what you wear. reflecting throughout the show about how it felt to see Taylor, who's a young woman, probably not too far off my own age, really at the top of her game, and knowing that she can even take her career higher than where she's currently at. I found that so inspiring to see a young, dynamic, vibrant young woman who writes all her own songs, who can play all these instruments, who's an incredible performer, selling out arena shows. It's really clear, you know, how much work goes into it, but I also just felt such a surge of pride seeing a young woman at the top of her game.
Feels like a perfect night, breakfast at midnight. We finally taking the Eras Tour to London because you have been some of the most supportive people in my corner for the entire time that I've been making music from the very beginning.
I also kept reflecting throughout the show of how so many of Taylor's fans are young women in important life stages of growing up. I couldn't help but feel a surge of pride seeing them shout specific song lyrics around female empowerment. For example, in one part, literally like, you know, 90,000 people in the arena are going, "F the patriarchy." And I'm just seeing these young teenage girls shout that, and I'm like, wow, 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 wow. That's so cool. It really makes me proud to see younger women investing their fandom in someone who is a good role model for them.
This one just feels more special, more fun, more exciting than any tour I've ever done. And I think it's because we get to take all the memories that we've made over the years, over the last, 18 to 20 years that I've been playing shows, and we put them all in one show. And plus, never in my life have I gotten to play for crowds as wonderfully generous as we've gotten to see here on the Eras Tour and Wembley Stadium Night 1. You are blowing our minds already.
So my next point is the fashion, darling. So we've got the fashion from the fans, but the reason why the fans go next level is because Taylor does. And oh my gosh, her looks are just incredible, and I mean, definitely inspired me in terms of, I actually am going to a costume party where you have to dress as a famous musician, and I'm dressing as Taylor, and going to the show gave me so much inspiration for how I was gonna craft my look.
Those shoes are amazing.
My next point, which I've already touched on, but I want to re-emphasize, is that the crowd is very nice and kind. Compared to other concerts that you go to where people might be shoving, elbowing, pushing, even though it's a mostly female audience, like there's no cattiness, there's no arguing. Everyone was looking out for each other. Even when we were standing during the show, some people just had to take a break and sit down, and that can be a bit scary because you're surrounded by people who are standing and you don't know if you're gonna get tripped on or someone's gonna step on you or fall on you. And people were all like blocking and defending to make sure that didn't happen, and also just checking on people who had to sit down. And Taylor herself even paused the show quite a few times to flag to security that people needed help. So you can tell she's really watching and engaging with the audience from a positive standpoint, but also from a reactive standpoint to get people help.
Giving us one more song.
So I wanna wrap up this video by answering some of the questions that I was submitted on Instagram. And I have a full Instagram story highlight and a TikTok video that gives you more of like the audio and the music from the concert. So I'm gonna leave those linked down below too if you wanna see that. The first tip is that when the show ends, the queue to get back to Wembley Park. So there's a couple tube stations around Wembley. There's one with the Bakerloo line, which is a longer walk. And then there's another one, which I think is it Wembley Park? You'll be able to see, but that's the one that the Metropolitan and the Jubilee line go to. So we started to get in the queue, but we were starving, and because we were like some of the last people out of the stadium, because my friend Jake was stopped by yet another journalist to talk about his experience at Taylor Swift, which was, the sequin blazer was incredible. So we realized the line was not moving to get back to the stadium. So we actually went in search of food instead, which was the best hack. So Five Guys, which is when you come down the stairs and you turn left, instead of going straight down Olympic Way, turn left, there's a Five Guys. It's also, you can find it on Google Maps. That's open until midnight. And oh my God, best cheeseburger experience of my life, because I was so hungry, because we didn't eat dinner, because we ate a huge lunch in the queue. Between like 12 and like 3 p.m. we kind of grazed on like a bunch of food to keep us going. But I think just the sheer energy of standing and dancing and everything, oh my God, it was so good to have a cheeseburger, and it was so good to sit down. So yeah, go do that, because by the time Five Guys kicked us out as they were closing at midnight, we didn't have to wait at all for the tube. Now the only thing is the Metropolitan line and the Bakerloo lines don't run after midnight. So we then took the Jubilee line back into London. So just something to think about, but the Jubilee line is a 24-hour line, and there were people on the tube, but it wasn't crowded at all. So that was a great hack, and you're welcome. Now the only thing is, I don't think Five Guys has like vegetarian options, so you might wanna look beforehand if you don't eat hot dogs or hamburgers. And then another tip, so I will link all the things I was wearing down below, my t-shirt, my sunglasses, the friendship bracelets I bought in the UK, because I loved those, with some size guidelines. I will actually show you, this is the handbag that I brought to the stadium. Now, Wembley Stadium guidelines are on the website. Read them, because it tells you things you can and cannot bring in. I'll just tell you some stuff that I brought in. So I brought this bag. You cannot bring a bag that is bigger than an A4 piece of paper, which is like a standard piece of paper you'd find in the printer. So this bag is smaller than that. It was perfect. I had my power bank and cord in there. Definitely bring a power bank, super important, because you're gonna wanna take all the pictures and videos, and you're also gonna wanna navigate home somehow, whether it's tube, taxi, whatever. I will say though, even at midnight, we could not get a taxi to pick us up. We tried to hail some on the street, but we got turned down by some, so that didn't work. But for example, you cannot bring umbrellas into the stadium, so consider yourself warned and read the guidelines on the website of what you can and cannot bring in. I did not bring my vlogging camera, I just brought my phone, so I wouldn't try and bring any recording devices or anything like that. But you also cannot bring any external food or drink inside, but you can buy it when you're inside. And in the standing pit, they were actually also handing out free water to us, like in like little cups throughout the show, and people really needed it. We ended up buying like a big cup, like they won't let you bring any plastic or glass bottles into the actual standing pit, but they would let you bring these like oversized paper cups for soda or water. And I just held mine while I was dancing. I was like filming and holding my water at the same time, multitasker. But it was really great to have that throughout the show, so I didn't need to take the water. But yeah, I also packed some sunscreen, lip gloss, sunglasses, you know, just all the things you think you might need for being in the sun for that long. So those are my pro tips. I think maybe even like some chewing gum would be nice, which I didn't pack. So let me see what else I got asked on Instagram. All right, so some people were asking where to stay in London, and my recommendation would be stay somewhere on the tube line that goes to Wembley. So I would say probably recommending staying somewhere where the Jubilee line connects to, which is the Silver line, would be the best because that's the 24-hour line. So if it's like a really long queue to get out of there and it's hard to find a taxi, I would do that. So like places like Swiss Cottage, St. John's Wood, Baker Street in Marylebone, all the way down through Bond Street or even Green Park. Any of those would be really helpful. And the Jubilee line goes like all the way south of the river too. So you have a lot of options where you could stay. But I think for me personally, like Baker Street, Bond Street would be quite fun to stay around, just because if you want to do some touristy stuff around London, or even like Green Park as well, because a lot of like the touristy sites are around those areas. So you would also, when you're not at the concert, you could go and see like Buckingham Palace, or, you know, some of like the Oxford Street and Regent Street shopping, and just you could be more walkable and accessible to a lot of London. Did I trade bracelets? Yes, I did. But what I would observe is that if you hand make yours, you're gonna get more requests to trade bracelets than if you bought yours on Amazon like I did. But to be fair, I love my bracelets, and I actually should have worn them for the filming of this video, but I've been like wearing them out, like coordinating them with my outfits, so that's been fun. And then someone asked, how did your phone battery do? No, it would have totally died. So invest in a power bank for sure. Now, what shoes did I wear? What I recommend? Sneakers, 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 sneakers on repeat. Just design a cute outfit around sneakers. Girls were wearing like sequin bodysuits and sneakers. You know, be comfortable. And like wear sneakers that you like, don't wear brand new ones that are gonna like rip your feet apart. So sneakers, 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 and sneakers that you've broken in. Something to sit on. So we did see some people with like those, like some people had these round like discs that popped into like a stool, but then you'd have to carry it the whole show. So I don't know. I would just say if you're really uncomfortable about the idea of sitting on a dirty floor, bring like a pashmina scarf, or, you know, sit on your coat or something. But I just sat on jeans. My jeans look fine. I'm like washed them. It's okay. And then in terms of what I specifically had in my handbag, it is in my Instagram story, but I'll just read it to you right now. So I have my wallet, my Burt's Bees chapstick, a mini travel size sunscreen. I had my regular sunglasses and my heart-shaped sunglasses, because those do not have sun protection. They're from Amazon. And my power bank cord, my phone, and my house keys. That's all I had in there. Obviously, we went to Pret a Manger and put a lot of food together for it. So we had a lot of food to eat before we went in. And that's it. So let me know what you thought of this video. Please hit the like button if you liked this content. Is there a question that you have that I didn't answer? Leave a comment down below. Or did you go to the Eras tour, and was there anything helpful that you want to share as a tip? Sharing is caring here on this channel. And last but certainly not least, I would love it if you subscribed. I create videos about my life in London, my travels. I do some handbag reviews of designer handbags and more. I'm always up for new suggestions of content I can create, and subscribing costs you nothing. It just means that you see my latest videos when you pop back on YouTube. So thanks again for tuning in, and I will see you soon.